Hi everyone, Peter here from Movement and Performance, and in this presentation we're going to be covering how we can pair our speed training on the track with our strength and power training in the weight room, and how we can do this to enhance the adaptation response and ultimately optimize athletic performance. So the first thing we need to understand is that each exercise we do has different physical qualities that we're training and different energy systems that are required for that exercise. So basically, when we do a specific exercise, it has a specific adaptation and response and quality that we're training, and those qualities are going to be stressed based on the exercise we do. So what we can do is by pairing similar qualities up with our training, whether that's speed, power, or strength training, that can allow, number one, a stronger stimulus of that particular quality, meaning that, for example, if we have a day that's primarily related to maximal strength, most of our training that day, whatever we do, whether that's speed, power, or strength training, if we want to get a strength response, our training should probably all be of very high intensity and lower volumes. So when we pair these up, we can have a stronger stimulus of that particular quality that we're working on, so strength for this example. The other thing that it's going to do is it's going to enhance our overall recovery of our body throughout the mesocycle, the microcycle, mesocycle, and macrocycle. And that's going to be because if we stress that quality and have a big strong stimulus for that, and then we pair all our other qualities together, we're not going to hit that stimulus again hard until the maybe the next the next microcycle. So that way, each of our qualities are trained undulating throughout the week or throughout the microcycle to allow enhanced overall recovery of each particular system. So in terms of sprinting, basically we can sort of distill sprinting into three sort of semi-distinct qualities. So the first one is going to be acceleration. So that's obviously going to be in sprinting maybe the first 10 to 20 meters. So that's going to be the lowest velocity, but also have the highest force requirements because we have to overcome all that inertia that we have. So we have no momentum going forward, so we have to come all of that inertia. So we need to produce the highest amounts of force. Then we have maximum velocity, which is essentially going to be between around 30 to 60 meters, 60, 70 meters, which is basically the highest velocities we're going to be able to reach. And it's going to be very reliant on reactive strength. We have very short ground contact time, so we need to be extremely powerful and have high rates of force development. And then the last quality we can see is speed endurance, which is essentially the latter part of the sprints. So whether it's 200 or 100 or potentially even 400, we basically have to, for the rest of the race, we have to try and maintain that the highest velocity we can. So essentially, the speed endurance is going to be predominant for longer duration, so we're going to have to work for longer, and we need to maintain that high velocity work that we had in the maximum velocity phase of running. So you can see a video on this channel called Acceleration versus Maximum Velocity Sprinting, which essentially breaks down the difference between acceleration and maximum velocity in terms of the mechanics and how we train those qualities. So in terms of pairing up these qualities with our weight room training, acceleration is going to be best suited to maximum strength because of the high force requirements of acceleration. We can then pair that up with maximum strength because that's going to also have very high force requirements. Maximum velocity is probably going to be best paired with something like power or reactive strength training, so plyometrics, that sort of thing, because of the similar high rates of force development and very short contact times if we're doing like plyometrics, for example. Speed endurance, that's going to be best paired with something like work capacity or hypertrophy work because of the longer durations that we're actually spending So those energy systems are going to be more similar. So that's it for this presentation, guys. Hopefully you got something out of this. Thanks for watching, and you can find Movement and Performance on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe on YouTube for the latest informative videos. So on social media, so on Facebook and Instagram, you can find these research infographics, which are essentially the latest research summarized into these easy to understand pictures, and they give basically a snapshot of the latest research, so you don't actually have to go into the journals and read the papers yourself, although that would be advisable. This gives you a brief snapshot so that you can stay up to date with the latest research in sports performance training. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully you got something out of this.